Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I hope you're all doing well. I don't know you, but I really believe that dreams can come true. Sometimes you need to be a bit more patient, but dreams are coming true. So we'll speak about Khephren Thuram, we'll speak about Thiago Motta, but before entering the details, let me continue to dream. Let me continue to ask, to do some requests. Ferdi Kadioglu. This is my new dream. I want Ferdi Kadioglu at Juventus Football Club. And if the impossible can be possible, and sometimes we need to be a bit patient, but things are happening, well, let me continue to dream about Ferdi Kadioglu immediately at Juventus Football Club for season 24-25. If you want to know what's true, what's not true, what we need to do to make it happen, wait with me until the end of the video. Don't skip, because there are important things in the middle, because we'll speak about Ferdi Kadioglu in a second. In the meanwhile, I'm asking you to put a maximum of like, continue to subscribe to make that channel bigger. This morning, while we were tracking the plane from Paris to Torino, we were not sure about the plane. We were not sure from where he would start. We knew the destination, we knew the hour, we knew that it would have been 7:30, and at 7:30 a.m. we had Khephren Thuram that landed in Torino. Well, while we were speaking, 31,000. That's the number that we reach of Juventini here on the channel. Let's make it even bigger. Now we start speaking about Khephren Thuram. We analyzed everything. The plane, his first images when we saw him arriving, thanks to the first exclusive images of Il Bianconero, followed of course by the Juventus official one. He was dressed really comfort, really relaxed, with a beautiful loose pant, black and white, immediately fantastic. He looked at the camera, not that much, but when he was looking, you really clearly saw that he was a bit shy. Shy because he's back in Torino, where he learned to talk, where he learned to walk. Khephren Thuram is back, this time not to write history from behind the screen and watching actually his father writing history, but this time to write history in Bianconero himself. Super happy. After, of course, landing immediately, a bit of a tour, and then going to the J Medicals, where he passed his medical test this morning. We saw also beautiful, fantastic, beautiful pictures from Juventus. Of course, the traditional one, the usual one. Khephren Thuram at Juventus, I'm happy. You remember, we were talking about him, hoping and dreaming that he could join last season. Of course, we were a bit unrealistic because we knew that Mercato would have been difficult. He had another price. We were speaking about 50 million euro request from Nice because he had 2 years of contract. We had no money. We had no European competition. We didn't know yet what to do, what we could, what we couldn't do. At the end, we didn't do any Mercato. This season, full power. We know it. Mercato is crazy. And after Douglas Luiz, after Di Gregorio, we are just waiting for the announcement, the official one, of Khephren Thuram by Juventus. And then, of course, this evening, watching again of Juventus YouTube channel, the first words of Khephren Thuram. Let's see if he will speak in French, if he will speak in English, if he will speak in Italian. I don't know. I'm really curious. By the way, Papa Lilian Thuram was also there, followed his son. He didn't want to be next to him. He wanted to give him his space, like a father that knows, I am not the star here. I know I was here between 2001, 2006. It's time for my son to shine. And that's what he did. So really, really happy. But I'm sure that we will see later today a picture or a video of Lilian Thuram also there in La Continassa. Busy day today for the doctors in the J Medicals, because not only Khephren Thuram, but also Milik was there this morning, Muharemovic, next gen, Sekulov, next gen, Dafara, next gen, goalkeeper, fantastic goalkeeper, Joseph Nonge, that was the first football player of Juventus to actually clap hands with Khephren Thuram this morning. We saw Cherry, we saw Adzic. Hey, a lot of people are waiting for Adzic. Pay attention for Vasily Adzic. I can't wait to see him. Next gen or first team, or why not both? I really can't wait to see him. Rui and Savona. And why do we end with these two players? Well, because I told you long time ago, I saw 3-4 players making that upgrade possibly, or at least being there available to call up the first one to check. Well, there were Haza, but we know that there are some problems with the contract. Then I told you 3 names. Savona. We're speaking a lot about Savona. Jonas Rui, fantastic player. And also the third one, that is Comenencia. Comenencia, I didn't see him today at the J Medical, but Comenencia is a player not yet at the level of Savona and Rui, being ready to do that first step to the first team, but also there, take him into consideration. So a lot of activities following the day of yesterday, because yesterday we saw it at Thiago Motta. We already spoke a lot about Thiago yesterday, so let's not repeat everything. I just wanted to come back to the video of Juventus, where we saw first day of Thiago there. He started on a Monday. It's normal. We start on a Monday the week. Thiago Motta, fantastic words yesterday. More than the words that we will debrief in a second were the smiles, the happiness on his face. Really happy, grateful, honored to be there at Juventus Football Club. I was extremely happy to see him. Then I checked a bit and I had some sources that told me, Beppe, I can guarantee you the guy, super nice, super kind, super patient, super educated. He stood there in Juventus Center. They explained him everything. Every single step. That's what you have to do here. That's what you do here. That's the room for that. Then he went to the creator lab. This is the room where we do Twitch. This is the room. And he didn't stop. He didn't say, yeah, okay, I'm tired. I need to do. Who cares about the media? I want to know about food. No. He was listening in a really extremely educated way, super available, shaking hands with everyone. If you are looking really in detail to the video of Juventus, at a certain moment you see that someone from the creator lab, she's filming him, and he's stopping. He's actually giving a 5 like this, the fist, beautiful, because she was not asking for it. Normally you don't even do that when you're working for Juve. You are filming. That's your job. You're not there to ask for handshakes, or immediately you went there. So I was really happy to see that humble way of coming to Juve, to understanding, to be able, like a sponge, taking, give me information. I want to know. You see some pictures with him, with already his notebook ready to write, a lot of information. Great, really beautiful. And then he said it, this is a wonderful place to work. That's one of the words that he said in that video. And it's true. I can confirm. I visited it a lot of time. This is extremely wonderful place to work. You have everything at disposal to do well. And that's what we wish also to Thiago Motta. What we are asking for him is, of course, trying to win, but also trying to have fun. This is one of the biggest requests of the Juventini. Let us have fun, Thiago. And yesterday he said it, Andiamo a divertirci. Let's go and have fun. Let's go and have fun all together. Let's go and play. I'm curious to play. Yes, it's true, it will be a tough season, a season with a lot of games, but that's good. More we play games, more it means that we are doing extremely well. Then he spoke about the history of Juve. There is just one thing that I needed to clarify. Yesterday I said, these chants a la chi non salta interista è, I don't want to hear them, etc., etc. Pay attention. I don't want to hear them in front of a Thiago Motta when you are welcoming him. Then in the stadium, when we are all chanting, I love them, and I will be the first one to jump. So that was probably myself not explaining too much. I love chi non salta interista, but it depends on the environment. In the stadium, we're all together in front of the stadium. When you play against Inter or whatever, I don't care. I love it. Not when you're welcoming Thiago Motta. Let's wish him the best at Juve, not thinking about the past. This is things, let it for all the other people. On the other side, we saw also yesterday him meeting Cristiano Giuntoli. He arrived on the 7th and he met Pompilio. Yesterday, Cristiano Giuntoli was there in a suit, grey. Don't know how close he was to him, but he really close him like, I wanted you, I have you, and I will not let you go. That was really beautiful image of Cristiano Giuntoli with him, asking him, what do you think? Well, if I have a man that is holding me that much here, and if you see Cristiano Giuntoli, that is with a bit of presence, I think that the answer is obliged to be nice. But yesterday, after that hug and after that tour, they did also some Mercato talks. Really important to do the sum up. Yesterday I told you, what did they speak about? Well, about already what happened, what they were about to do, but they confirmed some names, like a Todibo. Yes, you heard me well. We're all going towards Kivior after Calafiori. Calafiori, he knows now that we forget about him. Kivior, I don't know what they said about it, but since that meeting, well, Todibo went over everyone. It will not be an easy one. Will not be a cheap one. West Ham, they gave 35. Nice said, no, not enough. They had an agreement with Manchester United, same company, for 40 million euro. So what will be the request price? Are they open to do some formulas or not? But apparently at the moment, Todibo is the man that they are going for. Super able with the ball in his feet. It's a player that they really want and they will try to go for. Does that mean that we will be able to sign him? No, not yet, not immediately. It will be a long one. At the moment, yes, it's a priority, even if this week, I already told you, we'll focus on the players that we need to sell. But it's true that Todibo, pay attention to that name. That could possibly be the one. Then you will tell me Beppe is a right foot player. Yes, it's true, but he also able to play on the left side. Even if I tell you, I would have preferred a left foot center back. So Todibo is at the moment leading that race. They also spoke about Cope manners. You already know everything about Cope manners at the moment. It's there. Corriere dello Sport with a page that I don't know where to start looking at. They start with Cope manners starting to be complicated, starting to be difficult. And it's true that when I see that title, I start to be scared. On the other side, I remember that on the 21st of May, Zazzaroni, director of Corriere dello Sport, he said, Giuntoli told me that the voices, the rumors about an agreement with Motta are all fantasies, all rumors. They don't exist. He pushed that narrative a few times also on television, saying, no, it's impossible because Giuntoli told me Thiago Motta will not come to Juve. We know it. We know how it happened. So, do we need to believe Corriere dello Sport? I would be easy. Now that it's difficult, I can tell you, yeah, it's difficult because Atalanta, they don't want to move too much from these initial 60 million euro requests. And now we go towards that name that I told you that was my dream. You remember that long time ago, Thiago Motta, when we were speaking about Allegri out, possibly what happened. We were speaking not about this season, the season even before, where he said Allegri could possibly go out. If out, Beppe, who do you want? It was not trendy. I said Thiago Motta. Because I saw some qualities in the man that I said, last year he did a miracle with Bologna, I was not aware, and then he became trendy. I will not repeat all that story. But I feel like Thiago Motta is a bit my coach, the one that I really wanted after Allegri. When, depending on when they would stop that collaboration with Max, but that was really the one. Like Khephren Thuram that I really wanted, that was difficult, and at the end happened. Well, Ferdi is a player that I made once a video where I spoke about Arda Güler and Kenan Yildiz. I spoke with some Turkish friends and I told them about these two players, and they told me, pay attention to Ferdi Kadioglu. He's a top player. He's a really great player. Pay attention to him. He's young. He's great. He's not as young as the other ones, but pay attention. And that's where I started to watch him. I started to watch him playing as a right back. I started to watch him playing as a left back. I started to watch the pace, the technique, the skills, offensive, defensive. And I said, man, they are not bad. They were not wrong. This guy is really great. And I started to make some tweets about it. I believe 1 year ago when I heard that Giuntoli was observing some, these kind of Kvaratskhelia names, the name that you never heard about. Well, I saw Ferdi Kadioglu. I said, I heard about that name. I know that name. Super excited. I said, this guy is really one that we need to go for. And since yesterday, we see these voices of Ferdi Kadioglu, maybe, possibly to a Juventus. What is the story? First, it came from Calcio Mercato, where I said I don't want to go too much into love with the news and going and pumping up immediately, because Calcio Mercato, I could have gone with a big thumbnail with Ferdi. Wait, double check before making people really excited, because calciomercato.com, with all respect, it's not a great source. I could have made a video just with my wishes, but wishes, it's nice, but when you're doing a YouTube channel, you need also to give people a bit of security. Is it a name now that we can start to believing? Well, there is a possibility. Mourinho, big fan of a few players from Juventus Football Club. Arthur. Fan of McKennie. Fan of Kostic. Players that cost a lot, big salary. But he's really big fan of these three players in particular. While Juventus, Giuntoli, we know that he has always been a fan of Ferdi. We don't know if he's on the market. We don't know if Mourinho will let him go. But there is a possibility of opening talks with the entourage, with the coach, with the player, with the club, to understand if yes or no there is that possibility. And I can tell you now, after verification, that Juventus will try to open the discussion. We are far yet. There are still the names of a Cancelo, of a Nyankauto. These names are there. But the name of Kadioglu, which yesterday is starting to be really a serious name to take into consideration and to continue to dream about. So if we are speaking about dreams now, not about facts, but dreams, bring him. Bring him because he's great. But at one condition, I would play him on the right side. And I will tell you why. A lot of criticism towards the Euro of Yildiz. I would not criticize him. He could have done better in some situations, but he did, according to me, a really beautiful Euro. But a lot of time he has been ignored by his teammates, by Çalhanoğlu, but also by Kadioglu. Not because they wanted to ignore him, but I already explained him here a few times. That's an important one because Kadioglu is a right foot player, playing on the left side, inverted left back. That's what he was playing. And naturally, with his body, with his position, what is he doing? When he's receiving the ball, he's immediately looking to the center because that's with the ball that is carrying with the foot that is carrying the ball, always looking there. Going towards the center, looking for Çalhanoğlu. Çalhanoğlu, that is also right foot, is also doing exactly the same, looking on the right side and looking there, ignoring a bit the Ken and Yildiz. So if we have a Kadioglu at Juventus, I would love to have and a Cambiaso on the left and a Kadioglu on the right. On the other side, we know that Thiago Motta, he loves players that can be inverted. While, we remember, a lot of players, and also Max Allegri, they love, no, not Max Allegri, by the way, a lot of coaches, they love to have offensive wingers that are inverted, you know, the left wing with the right foot, etc., etc. Well, Thiago Motta loves to do that with the fullbacks. Can be, players that can play in both positions. Not that he's always playing them on the left when they are right or vice versa, but players that can play in both positions depending on the game, depending on the situation. Maybe in the game, changing them of position to be sure that they are giving what they need to give. Guys, I'm pumped up. I'm extremely pumped up. I can tell you I'm really pumped up. The name that is more possibly to go to Fenerbahce at the moment is Weston McKennie. Weston McKennie, that we know it, is out of the project. And Fenerbahce are on him, Mourinho are on him, so pay attention, that could happen. Morata, just a slight word for the people that were waiting for Morata to come back to Juve. Well, more and more, it's destined to become a Milan player, and this is the front page of Gazzetta dello Sport. Ragazzi, I don't know if there will be more news today. I have some things to do today. But anyway, maximum of like, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Grazie, forza, Juve.